Hi guys, UK Simmer here, and I just wanted to give a little bit of a more of an update on the City Living expansion pack about the apartments. If you saw in my last video, that was just a quick sort of overview of the new trailer. I have since then now found out a few other little bits and pieces that I just wanted to give you an update on. So first of all, I wanted to start off with there is no apartment building. So basically you can change the interior walls, but you just cannot change the exterior stuff. The only one that you can completely customize and change is the penthouses. Everything else is you can't do. They are Pacific buildings, so we can't build one from scratch. There is only going to be a maximum of 4 people, 4 units in that building, so it's not going to be every floor and things like that, which I was hoping. So that is a little bit of a disappointment, but hey, we haven't actually seen the gameplay yet, so although that is a little bit of a disappointment, it still could be fantastic. The whole expansion pack looks amazing. It really does. And I really can't find anything negative to say about it, really. I would have liked to be able to go into the building and have every single floor, perhaps, you know, two or three apartments on each floor. That would have been amazing. But obviously, us as gamers, not a lot of us know how much work and how much planning and development goes into a game, and I can safely say that there is a lot of work that goes into that. So perhaps they just can't put that much into it. Perhaps there is just too much data that has to go into that. So they are limited on that. The next one was a little bit of a disappointment again, was there are loading screens. So if you're in your apartment, you can go in the lobby and things like that, and there will be no loading screens. But as soon as you go into your friend's apartment, across the hallway, there will be a loading screen. They have been, I think it was Sim Guru Daniel said that there will be short loading screens, but there is still loading screens. Now, the next one that I wanted to talk about was the traits. Now, you can set these traits to any apartments that you wanted to, so any lots that you wanted to, apart from the cheap apartments have certain trait locks, so such as the cursed and filthy, so things like, you know, where we saw the plumbing and the electricity box going out, those traits are locked to the cheap apartments, so you won't get those sort of traits anywhere else. We've been told that there is 20 plus traits, which more information on these traits will be coming soon. I am going to try and put some screenshots of these tweets on the screen so that you can read them yourself, because obviously a lot of people watch YouTube tutorials and videos and reviews and things like that, but not everybody goes onto Twitter, so half of the simming world will not get to see all of this. So the majority of stuff do get posted out on Twitter. But yes, so I will put those tweets on the screen. We also have a quake zone. So earthquakes will be applied to any lot. So you can put quake zone on any particular lot, which means we will have earthquakes, which is quite odd. I never would have thought about that, but yeah, looks like we now can have earthquakes and things like that. You can pick and choose which neighbours live in your building, so that's cool. So we can have, say, you know, a best friend living next door, and we can place Sims into those buildings. So like I said, you cannot create from scratch and place the apartment buildings in other worlds. So this is purely for sitting living. we can't build them from scratch. So Deligracy, you're going to be quite sad about that, because I know that you were really pumped to be able to build your own apartment building, but unfortunately that is something that we can't do. They are their own structures. We cannot build them, which is really pants, if I have to say so myself. There is just certain elements that can't be modified. So like I was saying, the exterior of the building cannot be modified, but we can change the walls and everything in our apartments. So if you wanted a bigger bedroom and a smaller living room or things like that, we can change that up and make sort of like a little box room maybe. We can do that. Apartments have 2 to 4 different available apartments. So there will be 2 or 4 lots of different apartments, but there is going to be loads of buildings apparently. So I'm looking to have a little bit more of information of that. Like I said, there is loading screens, and obviously the apartments that are unplayable will be kind of like rabbit holes, so it just look like the people are there. However, the festival ground around the apartments has no loading screen, so you can literally walk out of your apartment, go around the lobby, go down the lift, come out of your apartment and go to the festival with no loading screens. So okay, that's kind of awesome. So there's no loading screens there. We cannot place any more apartments than what we get. So basically, the world that we're given in City Living, the apartments that are there, that is it. That's all that there is going to be. We cannot build any more. We cannot get any more. That is there. So hopefully they will expand that a little bit more. So people are a little bit upset about this, but I still think it's very good. I think that City Living Expansion Pack is still far by any means the best one yet of what we've seen so far. So the San Myshuno is the new world for City Living, which is coming November 1st for America, November 2nd for the UK, and the 3rd of November for the rest of the world. I was hoping that it was going to be one day for all, but again, they haven't done that. So the Sims dream can be made or broken at the sight of yet another cockroach outbreak. So we've got cockroaches back, so hopefully we can stamp on them and things like that. In the trailer we did see a rat, so it looks like rats are now coming into it as well. So basically I'm just going to give you a little overview of what the Sims website have said about this expansion pack. So when you live in the city, that means apartment living, which is completely different experience to the residential lifestyle. So you press the button on the elevator for your floor and lets you go through apartments unlike anything else you've played yet in The Sims 4. Yeah. But again, we're only going to have selected apartments in that building. So it means living in a community. So they wanted to focus on the community aspect of the apartment life. Which is familiar to many members of the Sims team in the Siberia, which is easy to ignore your neighbours, but not in apartments. So looks like we're going to get some noisy neighbours, maybe some party neighbours, things like that. You'll probably be able to hear them woohoo, so you get the lovers apartment next door, you're going to hear them all the time. Which, okay, is good, but it could get quite annoying. Maybe borrow your Sims things, so you can go round to your next door neighbour and borrow their shower, or you can taste some of their dinner, and things like that. So the apartments are about other Sims and they affect your life. So whatever your next door neighbour is doing in the apartment next door will affect you as well. So San Myshuno has some of the most interesting, diverse and exciting Sims we've ever created. We cannot wait for you to meet them. So we've already met Jordan. So there's going to be a couple of more Sims that are going to be in the game. So that'll be exciting to see them. So we're going to go on to walls. So they are thin walls. So the community is nice, but living in such a close quarters has its downsides or upsides, depending on how you look at it. So some apartments are noisy with late night music, and let's call it romance. So woohoo, things could get out of hand and you could send your Sims to bang on the neighbour's door and tell them to turn it down or to shut up. So your Sims neighbours have ears as well. They also value a little solitude. Really, it's about volume control and being considerate. And there is obviously right with a question mark on there. So you could be really, really noisy and get a lot of noisy complaints, but you could get kicked out by your landlord maybe. I don't know. But they are full of wacky characters. We don't want to just fill apartments with people. We wanted interesting people. So inspired by our favourite television sitcoms, we tried to dazzle every apartment complex with strange, enthusiastic and overly neighbourly Sims that will make your lives of your Sims all the more richer, mostly. Okay, so we also have their own quirks. So while The Sims 4 City Living was frequently recounted to other stories of bizarre landlords, strange roommates and apartments that seemed cursed, we wanted all of that in the expansion pack. Apartments in the games can have quirks almost like personality traits for The Sims. The range from cursed to haunted to earthquakes. Every Sims apartment is unique, and as a result, we think that there'll be more fun than ever moving between apartments until you find the one that's right for your story. So obviously the first one that we're all going to be moving into, unless we use the old cheat, will be the cheap, downgraded, disgusting apartment. So that will be quite fun to sort of deal with to begin with. So apartments can have some problems. Some apartments have issues that we're wildly away from the quirk, the outrage problem territory. Leaky pipes, faulty electrical wiring and pests. Nobody said moving to the big city on a budget would be easy. Your Sims will need to move to San Myshuno, get a hot new career, which there are 3 new careers, and work their way to a lower quality, work their way out of the lower quality apartments. These problems dive stories, build characters, and will let you be more familiar with your landlord. So maybe we could chat up our landlord and get bumped up a little bit quicker. I don't know. Maybe. You'll need to deal with your landlord. So speaking to the landlord of every apartment has a well-meaning overall of things like leaky pipes, hallway complaints. If something breaks, give your landlord a call if you don't have time or interest in fixing it yourself. So we can still fix things ourselves, but if we don't want to pay, if we want to ring our landlord, then obviously we can do that. Be careful to stay on their good side and be doubly sure your Sims pay their rent on time, else your Sims will find themselves on the landlord's bad side. So that would be quite interesting to sort of get on the bad side of the landlord and see what happens. And also see what happens if you're on the good side. So the view of the city is fantastic. Apartments come with hiccups or two, but they also provide one of their favourite benefits, the view. So your Sims can look out of their window and see a huge vibrant city that is jam-packed with things to do. We'll cover, basically they will cover more of that soon. So they will be releasing more of what we can do in the city. But so far this is all about apartments, which is awesome. Your Sims will see festivals begin, protests and their friends begin to pick up the basketball downstairs in the park. Apartments give a window to all the things your Sims could be doing. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. So, but the only thing is space is limited. So if you want more space, you can knock out a wall or build another level. that doesn't work with apartments. So apartments are snug, especially if your Sims are sharing it with a few roommates. On one hand, roommates play obviously pay rent, so they play a part in that. But the other, there is no room. Your Sims need to prioritize the things that are most important to them. Learn the love of fellow Sims and simply get out of the apartment to find their fun at the festivals. So they wanted low-end apartments to feel low-end, and then the high-end apartments to feel high-end. So that's kind of good that they have done that. I think that will be amazing. I think that will be so much fun to play with. So San Myshuno isn't itself is a jam-packed as apartments with your Sims inhabit it. They have created a world with more to do for your Sims by simply taking the elevator down and going to explore the world, really. So that's amazing, at least according to the landlord, and we cannot wait to hear your stories about apartment living. So that's pretty awesome. So that's all the kind of new things that I found out about apartments. So okay, I'm not really sure. I've not saying that it's put a downer on things, because it totally hasn't. I am still super excited. And I'm so glad I've pre-ordered my copy, and I cannot wait until it is released, because I have booked the week off work so I can fully focus and get my gameplay on this. The only thing that I'm a bit bummed about is, you know, you can't build an apartment yourself. You can't build one from scratch. There's rabbit holes in the building, so there's only going to be 2 to 4 different available apartments. So yeah, it's still great, guys. It's still great. But I just wanted to sort of give you that little update of the things that I found out. I have promised that every time I find out something new, I will give you an update. So yeah. I'm still looking forward to what content we're going to get in it. So what new pieces of furniture we're going to get, new items of clothing. The Sims have said that it is jam-packed and it is a big expansion pack, hence why it is an expansion pack and not a game pack. They are 2 separate. Game packs are just a little bit smaller than an expansion pack. So yeah, I'm really excited. I am really excited for this. Like I say, everything is good. I'm just a little bit disappointed about that you can't build your own apartment. But yeah, we can't have everything, right, guys? Like I did say, they do work hard. And it does take a lot for game developers to get everything that we want. So just some things are just not possible. So just to recap then, so we have a culture similar to Chinese, Japanese, South Korean type food. So the culture is similar to Indian that will be represented, which I said about in my first video. Remember I said about the table, it looks like the Taj Mahal and the Indian type outfits. So we have a Harry Styles hairstyle, which will be debuting. So all of our speculations of that guy looking like Harry Styles, looks like that could be Harry Styles. So we have a new small man bun that will be added. We have the architectural, cultural and neighbourhood diversity that will be part of the city. We have art quarters is one of the new 4 neighbourhoods. Obviously basketball, bowling is something that you can play on the consoles there. We know that the bubble blower is back, so we have busking, so the Sims can play for money, so I'm super excited for that. I did want that, so that's going to be really good for rags to riches challenges, and things like that, and runaway teen and all of those that make money. So we have chopsticks, so now we can eat with chopsticks. We have the cockroaches that are back. We have colourful headbands as part of the new hairstyles. We have a critic, which is the new career. We have electrical problems. We have the different new fashions that will be introduced. We have a fashion district, which is one of the new 4 neighborhoods. So there's going to be 4 neighborhoods, guys. We have fireworks. We have 5 new festivals that will be introduced. Flats, which are obviously the apartments which we've got in this trailer. They have traits. The traits are good schools, party place, home studio, quake zone, haunted, cursed, romantic aura, which is awesome. We have filthy, the chef's kitchen, fast internet connection, so which is awesome. We have food eating contests, including flaming food. So there will be 4 new neighborhoods. We can have graffiti. We have Geek Con, similar to Comic Con, is one of the new festivals. We have hipsters back. We have penthouses. We have the karaoke and karaoke bars back. We have landlords, which will restrict your options, but if you do have a good romantic relationship with him, he might sway a little things. We have lanterns, we have leaky pipes, we have lifts, we have living statues. Machino Meadows is the new park, where you can enjoy all the nature stuff. Neighbours can borrow food and borrow your showers and everything like that. Neighbours will check on their mail in the common area, so we do have a common area. There will be new tattoos, there'll be noisy neighbours. Penthouse are likely having a regular lock top, so you can literally make anything on top of that. There is 2 new branches in the political career. We have protests, we have the new raccoon costume, we have rats. We have a romantic festival, which is one of the new 5 festivals, which features fireworks. Roommates are back. The San Marino is the new city. We have a social media, which is a new career. And what else do we have? We have sparklers. The Spice District is one of the new 4 neighborhoods. Spice Festivals, which is one of the new festivals, which features a curry challenge. Talking toilets make a debut. There will be a new world, which is city themed. There will be decorative fast traffic. There will be decorative trains. So we cannot ride the trains. They are decorative. There will be flats and penthouses. There will be food stands. There will be modern and colourful clothing. There will be tacky American tourist-like clothing and accessories. There will be underground signs, not confirmed if they are decorative or not. Tourists will be able to consult maps. Uptown is one of the new 4 neighbourhoods. Video games have come back. You could hear strange noises from your flats like woohoo and noises from parties and things like that. You can give your key to a neighbour. You can also request the key back if you don't want them to keep coming in your apartment. And you can receive unexpected visitors from tourists and things like that, so we can have knock on the door from unexpected visitors. And that's about it. You cannot create your own flats, which we know about, and you can knock on your Sims doors. So that is the recap, and that is fantastic. There is so much coming to this expansion pack. And I am so excited. I really, really am. I cannot wait until I can get my hands on a copy of this. I don't care how I get it, I just want it. That is the main thing. I have pre-ordered my copy, so I do have to wait until the 2nd of November. But that's okay. I can wait. I will just keep stalking everybody's YouTube channels to see their plays, because the Americans will get it first, which they always do. But yes, so that's it for this apartments update. But oh my god, I just can't wait. I really cannot wait. I so cannot wait. But yes, like I always say, if you do like this video, then do give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe so you'll be updated with new content that I put up. So again, guys, I am UK Simmer, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.